But it's not just political protesters the government is spying on. Yesterday, we heard from a whistleblower within the U.S. government who reached out to warn us that the NSA, the National Security Agency, is monitoring our electronic communications and is planning to leak them in an attempt to take the show off the air. Now, that's a shocking claim, and ordinarily we'd be skeptical of it. It's illegal for the NSA to spy on American citizens. It's a crime. It's not a third world country. Things like that should not happen in America. But unfortunately, they do happen, and in this case, they did happen. The whistleblower, who is in a position to know, repeated back to us information about a story that we are working on that could have only come directly from my texts and emails. There's no other possible source for that information, period. The NSA captured that information without our knowledge and did it for political reasons. The Biden administration is spying on us. We have confirmed that. This morning, we filed a FOIA request, a Freedom of Information Act request, asking for all information that the NSA and other agencies have gathered about this show. We did it mostly as a formality. We've also contacted the press office at both NSA and the FBI. We don't expect to hear much back. That's the way that usually goes. Only Congress can force transparency on the intelligence agencies, and they should do that immediately. Spying on opposition journalists is incompatible with democracy. If they are doing it to us, and again, they are definitely doing it to us, they are almost certainly doing it to others. This is scary, and we need to stop it right away.
So this is the NSA does not, this is what the problem is with the Patriot Act. It gives the NSA certain rights. The NSA in this case has no right at all to be, or no power, if you will, to be spying on Tucker Carlson, checking his emails, checking his text messages the way that they are. The NSA is doing this on the regular, to regular citizens. He's more prominent, so they probably had a specific task force laid out just to spy on him specifically. But the rest of us, they're just, NSA is just a giant data collection agency, and I'm sure, and this is me speculating, this is conjecture, I'm sure that there are some of these big tech organizations that are working in conjunction with the NSA, and this is Joe Biden's NSA, and it's run by these deep state actors, and this is very similar to what we saw during the Obama administration, the Fast and Furious case. Obama was going after with the IRS, was going after the Tea Party movement, was going after the Tea Party with the IRS. So we're going to see a weaponization of federal resources, federal law enforcement resources like the intelligence community, the NSA, to attempt to go after political opponents and people that object to the current regime. And in a free country, we have a free press. We're going to see how this ends up playing out with Tucker Carlson. Really, what they should do is they should sue the government. I don't really know exactly what steps can be taken. And it seems like there's never accountability, and this is the problem when you have a big bureaucracy like this. You're never going to really see accountability from the people that are involved in this and the ones that are responsible, because there's such a big hierarchy of people that are in power, to the point where the blame is spread to everybody and then no one gets fired, because once again, it's federal law enforcement. It's a federal entity in the government, which is not incentive-based. It's not a merit-based program. It's not about making money. It's not about creating capital or wealth. All they do is they lose your wealth. The government is a net loser. They do not bring in any income. They do not add any value to an economy. So therefore, there is no incentive for them to continue. There's no incentive base or structure for them to make money to better the society around them. Their job is to catch bad guys, from what they call it. And if they continue to keep themselves busy with deals like these with Tucker Carlson, then it shows that they need actually more resources, and then that's how they continue to expand the spying apparatus that we call the NSA, or the intelligence community. I mean, this is like an insane story that this is even going on, and we're not going to hear about this from anybody, but we're going to hear about it from Fox News, probably a couple of right-wing sources. The New York Times, I would be surprised if they ever reported on this. And now at this point, who even knows if we're going to see this, if we're going to see when we put it up on Facebook or put it up on Twitter, if we see it covered, or if we if we have it shut down from the big tech industry and they cut you off, they take down the post, they fact check it, or they put one of those little disclaimers on it saying, oh, this isn't truthful information, look for better resources, and then they tell you what is considered by them arbitrarily as verifiable resources. I mean, it's just absurd what's going on right now. Some of these things, the spying, and then you also have kind of big tech colluding with the government as an enforcement wing of really just like a truth police, if you will. That's the best way that I can try to characterize it. And the government's telling them, hey, you know, check on this, check on that. And they're saying, okay, so this is the truthful information. This isn't. So I'm very interested to see what ends up happening. Maybe I'll post about it later tonight. I'll put out a link provided and see if I get fact checked on it or not.